A lot of the time, these are based off of competitive history. So, like, I know Fly to Moon was rated quite heavily because, like, the last time they had played against their opponent, they had won. And so, given how Viking has been around for a while, and they've played a lot of EU qualifiers, they've probably lost a secret a lot. But that was a long time ago.
Let's just say 6 for 1 on one game, and their draft is a Spectre.
Those are good odds. Those are good odds.
They might go Radiance, by the way, here, but the only problem with the Radiance is that you have so much magic damage that maybe a pipe just kind of screws you over.
I honestly feel like the late game for Viking G.
Pull it off as we pass it over to our casters for game number 1.
Viking GG is one of the 8 teams that have beaten Team Secret this season. They managed to beat them 2-0 ESL1 Los Angeles in the group stage. However, the 4 other times they faced up against Team Secret, they got 2-0'd every single time, Kyle.
Yeah, it's almost, I think those all happened after they were able to beat Secret, right?
There was one before, and then 3 more series afterwards they got 2-0'd. So yeah, Secret has definitely had their number ever since that one group stage series, including at ESL1 Los Angeles playoffs where they actually knocked out Viking GG as well. So it's it's similar for most teams that Secret just dominates them.
Yep, yeah, it sounds about right. I have to agree with the panel, although I'm very partial to Visage. I'm surprised it's taken so long for somebody to pick up this hero. Similar to like the rise of Arc Warden, I think Visage is this new hero that provides tons of physical damage. It's super durable, and then you can do a ton of structure damage. And if you look at the lineup for Secret, they have so much ability to play aggressive in the early to mid game.
So why are these professional players overlooking the hero then? What's wrong with it?
It's funk, it's weird. It's hard to fit into a draft. You need to have a player that specializes in it, and off the top of my head, I can only really think of Weeha.
Yeah, there's only
playing with Chaos.
Heroes.
Yeah.
The battle
It was also traditionally a support, and now it's more of a core, almost for sure.
And you need not just a player that specializes in it, but it's also a very unique playstyle that the whole team has to play on, right?
It's just a weird hero. The last team I remember running Visage and being really impressive with it was Wings, all the way back at TI6.
Yapsor, man, he's going to be copping a lot of damage. Celery did go for the level 1 Nature's Attendance. And he'll get a few more shots off on the Yapsor, and he's not going to slow down, actually. He's going to try and man mode up the Fairy Fire, though he quickly realizes he cannot stand toe-to-toe with 2 different heroes, especially one of them being the Treant Protector, who's hitting for 100 damage a hit.
Yeah, Puppy Tree, a sight to behold.
Looks like they're going to be starting off for an aggro tri-lane, really trying to pressure this Spectre. We'll see how long Puppy sticks around, though.
This matchup mid is not great for Nisha once there's a couple of levels on DK. Even level 1, you can see it's really tough. You're only really favored if you've got Grave Chill active, and it's a lot of mana level 1. That's a dead end.
Yeah, the Burrow Strike into the arrow. That is just a classic Dota combination right there. A kill combo that Puppy is able to secure the last hit on and get the first blood.
Yeah, it makes sense to aggro Trilane when you do have a Prophet. You want your Furion core to get levels ASAP. If you can hit 6 around the 5-minute mark, suddenly that's a huge threat to the Trilane, and it's a Venomancer ET lane. So that extra support, you're never really trading with these heroes.
No.
So you just kind of be hanging out in the woods anyway. Better let Matu do what he can by himself.
Yeah, maybe he can come back in when Furion has a serious level advantage. Maybe he's like level 4 or something. Then it'll feel a little bit better. They're going to go on to Shad now. Shad actually takes the time to go for the deny here, but it looks like he's going to die and have to TP back into lane. So things not going so hot for Viking GG right now.
Yeah, I really like that Zai went for the stun Caustic. It's so good to pressure these opposing melee heroes. Sandstorm would just shove lane. You have a tri-lane. You want to be getting kills, not just pushing under tower.
Speaking of pushing under tower.
See you later.
Advantage. Okay, gonna be able to stop that TP here. Matama Man calling for help here, but Aramis is doing so much damage. Puppy, he's here. Maybe they can get the deny. Turns around, denies him. Nicely done by Puppy. Taking that huge amount of damage, and with these blocks and the treants, almost killed Aramis as well, but he snuck out from underneath them.
It's so much fun to watch Secret play Dota. They're always trying to min-max. Viking want to take this series. They're gonna need to do something similar. They have a good draft for it. I mean, Elder Titan Spectre is pretty damn strong the later the game gets, but I really fear for them. Secret have a reputation for being very good at owning throughout the mid game, and they've got a draft that can do just that. Once Visage Furion hits 6, they link up anywhere. What does Viking really do to stand against it? Where's their real spell damage coming from with this draft?
Yeah, they definitely don't have a great way to threaten a hero quickly. Spectre, Veno, and DK. Those are your 3 cores, and those are all slow damage heroes. You start getting some sustain in the mix, you get a mech or something on this lineup from Secret, and it's just going to feel like you're doing nothing.
And you know Secret's going to end up with that. Like, I would be surprised if by 15-20 minutes they didn't have mech Vlad's drums, maybe even a Veil, just splitting those items up evenly around their heroes, and then you just walk at Viking.
Big fan of Veil right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was playing that core Phoenix, tried out the Veil Rush, felt really good. I'm sure it feels quite good on Sand King as well.
Yeah, that's what I expect. You get the Solar Crest up on somebody as well, most likely the Visage. I think you still go for HOD into Crest Medallion.
Sure.
Maybe Yapsar goes for the Greaves. I mean, they have a lot of options. It's why it's so important to communicate, and also why Secret's been so good as Zai.
Zai does have some wand charges, so I think he's trying to bait Viking GG in a bit. But he doesn't have the most to work with right now.
Yeah, lane so far doing pretty well for Viking. And yeah, Nisha, he's got a Midas queued up.
Okay. I mean, levels is super important on a Visage, no doubt. It does mean he's going to be kind of delaying his sort of early game snowball rolling over towers and such, but...
Yeah, and maybe we, you know, into the hyper late game, yeah, sure, Viking will have an edge. But if you think about how this game might look around 30 minutes, if Secret do really just all in on this team fight item, sustain aura, you think, wait, Viking just kind of don't have damage. Yeah. On paper, it feels like they would, but you think about Secret's Death Ball, you know, the tree armor, the Gravekeeper's Cloak, like they have a lot of stacking damage resist, and they're going to be able to pressure lanes almost all the time thanks to Matumba Man on the Furion. So it'll be really curious to see how this game plays out for like the first Roche fight or two.
That is kind of why they drafted some of the supports they did, right? The 3 cores, not the greatest damage sources, but you have an Enchantress and Elder Titan who, from a support position, can cover that weakness a bit. It's just a question of, is that really going to be enough?
Yeah, it's just the speed of the damage. As you said, it's very slow to come online. And if you're playing into a Pipe Greaves, you know, how do you threaten that first target of Team Secret? Especially if that target gets armored, shielded up.
Or that the target has Gravekeeper's Cloak on him, which very likely the Visage is going to be on that front lines.
Yeah, Matu's done a really nice job up top. 22 and 12 in almost a full 1-on-2 scenario is very respectable. And I like the Mirana pick. I expect we'll see more of this. There have been some gripes about Ench, you know, that we nerfed Doom. He can't eat these big creeps anymore, whereas Ench can just take them over and walk up to the lane. The Mirana denies that fact. So perhaps we'll see this more. This is something PPD used to do a lot when we were playing in Complexity versus Optic. And you just have the Mirana follow the Ench.
Yeah, Mirana has certainly been a value pickup right now with the prevalence of Enchantress, of Phoenix. Like, it's just a nice counter pick to all those heroes. Arrow is going to combo off of the Burrow Strike here, but the Ghost is going to chase away Secret.
And Yapsar's always been a big fan. In fact, it eliminated me from the TI 6 wildcard upper bracket playing Mirana twice. He's always been a fan. That was a long time ago. Wow. Aramis?
Stuck inside the trees here.
The blocks.
Just being perfectly body blocked by Matumba Man. Hey Kyle, do you know if there are no trees and you lay out your bramble thing on Tree Protector and then you lay the sprout down afterwards, you think that retroactively applies the extra?
I would assume so, right?
That's kind of interesting. I have no idea.
I think it's just, I honestly have no idea. What? Yeah, are you Googling it?
Hit us up at DotaCapitalist at Keeping a Kyle if you know the answer to that question.
Yeah, and you might win a prize.
Yeah, maybe a shout out.
Unlikely.
It's looking a little rough for Viking GG because we've been talking about some of the problems they will have in the future, and they've got some immediate problems right now. Yeah. The score is 4-0 to the favor of Secret, and they're also up by 3,000 worth. So like GG are going to have to change things around a bit.
Yeah, last hits don't look terrible for them, but it's more that Secret were able to get those early kills, and they're far ahead in the net worth department. You can even check out the levels. Not as bad as I would expect, but Visage and Furion both certainly on top, but it's really the supports that make up the brunt of this edge. I think Puppy got the first blood, Yapster's got a couple of kills as well. DK form is ready, but tough to use it, and Matu picking up another kill with that first Furion ulti. You just can't contest this lane.
Yeah, when you give a Furion like solo levels and he gets his 6, God, it's terrifying how much the Wrath of Nature does.
He's got almost 150 attack range on the Veno. Now he has treads as well. Level 7, so he's maxed out trees. And Puppy, like, sure, he was a little under level when he showed up in the lane, but he's even with the Elder Titan, and he just provides so much that you can't actually get on top of this Veno. To your point, Veno ET, it takes a long time to kill somebody, and a tree is hitting you in the face for like 125 a smack as you attempt to do so. It's just not a feasible proposition.
Miss Burrow Strike a little bit too slow for that, Zai, but Nisha's going to come in, and they're going to see if they can get some kills. Matumbaman's going to join in on the process. They're going to go for kills and then go for the tower immediately afterwards. Shad's going to actually pop his ultimate here, see if he can get away, and maybe jump to the mid lane where they were trying to dive Puppy's Tree and Protector, but they don't get that.
Yeah, really nice move from Secret, and they're just going to move Zai straight to top. Really well done, and that's the threat of this Visage Furion. When you come online, Bird's active, Matumbaman ready to TP, so they can immediately connect, find a kill, and then boom, Zai teleports top. Matu can now play bottom. He's still ready to come in if needed.
Stun onto the Visage, but Puppy. Aramis coming in from the side here. Shad's around, but what's a Spectre going to be doing at 9.5 minutes in? Not really much of a threat. Aramis trying to do it all by himself, and to no surprise, the Visage is more than tanky enough to be able to deal with this. They do get the mid tower though, so they've got that going for them. I've got the answer actually. It says checks for trees once upon creation of the path. So it has to be tied to the tree when you cast it.
Okay. So it also means if it's hitting trees and let's say a Timber Saw or the Furion Summon would destroy them, it still gets the tree bonus damage.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Secret right now is putting on a clinic. 4K ahead, 7 kills, but it feels like they're just in total control of the game thus far.
Deny! Oh, the Celery Eye was actually the one to get the kill there.
The mid-tower advantage is big for Viking, though, if they can start abusing it. I'd like to see them put the Veno there. Maybe you get this top tower first, but you want to control this mid lane, force Visage off into the jungle, and remove it as an area for Secret to make plays in.
Yeah. My question is, somebody's going to be stuck in that mid lane, basically, because the Visage is always going to be there threatening it, so either the DK or the Veno is going to have to just chill.
Yep. It's tough, too, right? Because Matu now, with no tower bot, they got a couple wards mid, he can just play there. And if there's ever a fight that breaks out, he pops ulti, TP's right in. So Viking feel kind of forced to make moves, but this is the downside of the draft. The wave clear advantage is firmly in Secret's favor, even with this Midas on Nisha, who's already level 10, just 11 minutes into the game. So you can't really stop either of these big cores for Secret, and you're trying to buy time, because in theory your draft will have the late game advantage, but that's only if you can keep up in net worth. It's tough to do that when your cores simply don't farm nearly as fast.
A smoke move. This would be a really big kill if they can get it. Slow him down. Long enough for the stomp to be able to land. Look at those trees. Body blocks, though. Boom is having a hard time getting around it. And now they're actually going to be able to turn things around. With the Moonlight Shadow, Zai's got to be able to get nice and close before he pounces with that Burrow Strike. The arrow slides on by. Zeramis was able to dodge it, but he had to go back into Matumbaman's range, and he's going to cop a lot of damage for it, and very likely go down anyway, as he doesn't really have anywhere else to juke. He goes for the stomp, but he gets hit by the Wrath of Nature, revealed by the Sprout, and brought down before the stomp could land.
It's clinical. Puppy's still planting himself top, just spamming armor on the tower, his teammates, queuing every wave, and Matumbaman's here with drums up.
They really do have like two of the best answers against Venomancer, right?
Yeah.
A ranged core that deals really well with it in lane, and a support that can protect that tower against Venomancer's constant intrusions. And now the mid lane boom goes down to Zai's epicenter with the Veil. A lot of magic damage, and that's exactly what you need to bring down a Dragonite.
Yep. Yeah, they're just playing clean. This is a big match for both teams. Top 2 is really what you're going for. You want that upper bracket as we move into the playoffs. Viking 3-1, Secret 2-0. The winner of this would almost, I believe, guarantee that they'd force at least a tiebreaker to be played for one of those top 2 spots. Viking only losing to OG thus far. Secret still have them on the schedule.
Yeah, it's pretty much just these two, and then OG are the only contenders for the top upper bracket, because Liquid, Flight of Moon, and Ninjas of Pajamas, there is a very clear top half and bottom half to this group right now.
Yeah, and so far so good for Secret. And you can see the downside of these Viking cores, like all 3 of them have to just right-click units one at a time. Sure, Dagger, you got Breathe Fire, but it's just not the same as the speed at which these heroes with make-your-own creeps can do. It's only 10 to 1, but like, just look at the map control. It's the trouble. Bottom, like, Secret can just kind of play wherever they want on the map. They got this really nice ward behind the tier 1 mid, so they can continue to just roam through the enemy jungle, completely denying it from the squad of Viking.
It's one of those moves where it's like you set up a lot to try and kill a 5 position, you know, because you just don't have other options.
Yep. And mid tower is being attacked as this all goes down.
Yep. And the Venomancer, he can't actually set up a ward wall against the Visage. Visage familiars deal very well with that.
Indeed. We see it with Terrorblade as a counter to the Veno. Visage is the same deal, just so much raw physical damage. These wards die immediately. Aramis.
Is the arrow going to be there in time? Nature's Path goes and tries to slow down Aramis. They're still going to be able to get this kill. Toby actually gets a pretty decent Nova, but there's no follow-up damage off of it. Boom's here, and he's in dragon form too, but he does not feel good about this fight at all, because everybody from Secret is able to show up in a moment's notice.
It's the durability. Look at the items from Matu as well. Drums, Mask of Madness, crit. That is super cool. He's just going for this full right-click. I'm ahead, and not just that, I have a Treant. I have a Visage. I have the same. I have so much protection that I'm going to always be TPing into this fight a little late and just smacking people. And if by some chance, a miracle, they find themselves trying to kill me, his whole team's going to be there to support him. Just really nice movement. Secret always have 5 anytime there's a chance of a team fight occurring. And Viking just don't have the ability to play with that much pace. They can't deny the Arcane Rune, though. Zai will be upset about that.
Top tower is under
It's true.
attack.
You know, they had the stat pop up about Viking GG and the camp stacked. It doesn't do you a whole lot of good when you lose control of your triangle and they take away your ancient stack that you had set up.
And I love this. Look, I mean, Veil into Pipe. That's the thing I love about Secret, and what I think they just do better than most other teams, if not all other teams, is their item decisions. It always just makes sense.
Arrow slides in, hits Toby. They're going to be able to finish him off pretty easily. Now, Zai gets a little bit low, but anybody who sticks around and tries to go for that kill is going to be caught by the Visage. Double kill for Yapstor. And Aramis, fortunately, his movement speed from the Tranquil Boots gets him away from Puppy here.
Poor Viking, man. Like, this is one of those games, you just kind of end up scratching your head when it's all said and done. Because I can't... What are they supposed to do in this spot? You know, Secret are just running around the map. You can't kill. They opened on Zai there, but he gets armored. And while he's getting assaulted, Secret are just killing heroes faster than Viking can take down Zai, who ends up surviving. MKB run. Like, Yapstor has the luxury of going brown boots into straight MKB. The Roshan is there. It's whenever they want it. Level 13 on Visage. Anisha's only 1,000 gold away from an Aghanims, that third bird becoming active. And poor Ench, man, you get grave chilled, you just die. 4 heroes versus 1 illusion.
It's crazy how much damage they're going to be able to output in like 5 minutes times. Once they complete that NKB, they get that Daedalus up on the Nature's Prophet. And Viking GG, there is now, I guess plan A was trying to like win the lanes and get some early map control and prevent towers from going down. Now we're in plan B, which is just hold on and hope we get to late game.
Dude, and Puppy's just such a high level. He sat top for so long. And it's this great move where you give Furion solo XP, he's activated, all right, he leaves the lane, Puppy takes it, which allows him to max armor out first. He had that max level 7 because he didn't need to shove waves to find XP. It's another thing Secret does really well. They almost always rotate rotate a core around the 6 to 8 minute mark and leave Puppey or Yaps or whoever's on that key hero for XP. That's a dead end. I believe arrow? Not even needed. Save it. Pipe is gonna make so much damage reduction on the side of Secret, and Matu's gone straight for raw DPS. So you're just checking all the bases. Look at where the map control's at for Secret.
Toby's trying to keep his spirits high. Tip Shad.
Top tower is under attack.
You can do it, buddy. Keep on hitting those creeps. We're gonna need you. In the meantime, though, they're just gonna have to forfeit a lot of towers because every single time they show up to defend, they're caught by the initiation of Zai or Puppey. Puppey, in fact, is gonna have an even better initiation quite soon, as he's gonna be getting a Blink Dagger as opposed to like Meteor Hammer that we would commonly see for Train Protectors.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is just a statement win from Secret. I like to see them innovating a bit as well. They picked Lycan, albeit by accident, yesterday, and I want to see more teams experimenting with Visage, and just specifically any hero that can make creeps or illusions, doesn't matter. They're good right now.
And you think the farm meta, it's still kind of...
It's just that these heroes like Visage, they scale, but they're also super good at dealing structure damage, and that's something you could exploit when you play against heroes like Spectre, where you just don't have that same option.
Sure.
So mirroring the map is just not possible when you've got Furion and Visage able to just play where they want and just simply shove faster than you do. You have a blink on DK now, so you're ready to take fights, but there's so much survivability and sustain itemization picked up now by Secret that if you take a 5-on-5, you just won't kill anything. Maybe you can kill Yapsor. He would certainly die, but it's almost as if he's daring you to kill him with this item build.
Yeah.
He'll have an MKB at 20 minutes.
Another thing the Secret lineup really abuses, and this is something that I believe the one game that Liquid won with the Drow Ranger lineup, they also abused, was just Viking GG. They picked some pretty hefty cooldowns.
Yeah.
Right? I think they actually had the same setup of Spectre DK.
Yeah.
Visage is perfect against those kind of lineups. As you were saying, takes objectives, but also no cooldowns.
Yep.
Right? It just goes at you all the time.
Keep fighting. Now Blink on Puppey, so hard counter initiation, Arcane Rune on Zai. I mean, the items are just so good. Like, straight damage on Matumba Man, more minions for Nisha, double drums because that item is sick, and then Veil Pipe on Zai. Less team fight than I expected, but ultimately they're so far ahead, I think it's just fine. And they can always go back
look
for
at
it.
this. They're going to finish up Roshan and get the Moonlight Shadow initiation. So not only do they get that Aegis, but they're going to get some free kills for it too, as boom, he's got to get out of here. Matumba Man is all physical damage build isn't the greatest, but it looks like, what was that, an arrow?
Yeah.
Nice. Catches Toby, so they get 2. And Viking GG still holding that 1 kill that they got.
But look at what the entrance Spectre doing, right? As this happens, Spectre's like, yeah, I can finally recover. But he's just now approaching Secret's tier 1 bottom. Like, they took a Roche and a team fight. He's yet to deal tower damage.
Oh, God, that was 1,000 damage crit from Matumba Man.
Yeah. Because nothing threatens him. In theory, you pick the Spectre to kill this Furion. But to do that, you need to be able to find him. And ultimately, you can't. I want to find hope for Viking, Cap. I do.
But it's a grim affair.
That's such a great metaphor for how Secret wins games, though. Just a slow descent into destruction.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It just feels like they sort of squeezed the life out of you.
Yeah. I mean, Nisha's 2,100 HP in an Essence Ring. Gonna take another tier 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they just, even keep going high ground. Venom not quite level 12. That'd be a nice addition to the damage output.
So how much value, you were talking about having these sort of minion heroes that are able to push into towers and take early objectives. How highly do you rate being able to get that fast tier 2 tower?
I think you want to do it before 20 minutes whenever possible, just because of the outpost. Less about the XP boost you get, more denying it from the enemy supports. And poor Celery.
Yeah. Nope.
No.
Next, and a high ground miss. That'll allow him to survive, but Shad, he's getting quite low here as he tries to dive past the tier 3 tower. Puppey with a really good overgrowth, catching multiple heroes, and boom, he is outside of his base and he can't run through. And he's just actually going to be a little bit low until now. He's bailed out by Zai and everything's fine. Secret are all mostly healthy. Let's boom, actually blinks back in and finishes him off. Managed to get the kill on Nisha, gets a second kill on the Dream Protector as well. Okay, 3 kills in total now. making a forward. Zai's going to go down, and Shad, he's going to clean up on this. But Tama, man, he loses the Aegis. They're going to surround him, and he'll probably die too.
Sick.
How did that just break down?
Was that just a buyback on the Ench?
That was not very much buybacks from Viking GG. I think you might be right. It was just the one.
Not bad.
Not bad. That was incredible.
I mean, that was all a sick Venom ulti. I think it hit 3 or 4, and Shad doing a really nice job of just coming in late. A lot of chaos going down. Secret maybe a little over aggressive. Also surprised Matu has the Aegis, not Nisha, because he had the resummon, and theoretically, you know, if Matu buys back, he can just teleport back in. Visage doesn't have that power, but ultimately just well played. Shad just finding the damage, Boom just distracting. I think there was a 2 or 3 man ET ulti, but mostly that Venom ult hit 3 or 4, and that's what you need to win a team fight against Secret. And it also went on for a little longer than maybe Secret wanted, but hey, we'll see how they recover.
Shad got the chance to, like, he was initiated on, got back to the fountain, was able to pop it. Like, all of those things are just kind of like perfect for Viking GG when it comes to a team fight. Still, though, that was an incredible team fight. 4,000 net worth is what they got out of it on top of 10,000 experience.
Yeah, it means Secret, in theory, as you see the roller coaster just start to climb again, Secret might not be able to end game anytime really soon, and that's the big change. The XP goes from an insurmountable lead to, okay, not so bad. And yeah, that's pretty much how it is, because Secret can't just win the game now. They might have to wait for next round of items, next Roche. But as we discussed, as we get into the super late game, that's where Vikings start to get a lead, especially if you get your Spectre to a point where it becomes a real threat. Because Furion ultimately, no matter how far Matu is, he'll have a very tough time going toe-to-toe with the Spectre unless he's fully 6-slotted and Shad only has 3 or 4 items.
Yeah.
You need like Daedalus, Satanic. I think he's going for either, is it MKB next, Mjolnir? Maybe he'll just buy the AC, actually. Somebody on Secret's going to want one.
Yeah, I think you want an AC, right?
Yeah. Boom's got a BKB now, so he'll want to make himself a target.
All right, well.
Yep, Scotty on Spectre, it makes sense. You just want to stick to this Visage or Furion when possible. It's also very effective against the Mirana. It's what the panel was talking about. Like, you just have all these great targets to hop on. And, I mean, Yapzor has gone such an aggressive build. I think that's a Mask of Madness coming up next. That is typically Yapzor.
There's the AC for the Nature's Prophet, so that'll certainly give him a lot more survivability when the Spectre jumps on him. Toby. Okay, Zai's like, nope, abandoned ship.
Yeah, AC this early is so sick because it's effectively just a 10 armor swing. -5 for you, +5 for all of us. And when you consider just how hectic these team fights are going to be, you just can't get an item that's more value.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Puppy almost found a border.
The roaming band of Visage familiars is going to find a kill on Aramis.
What are you even supposed to do?
Yeah, it's just one of those cores you hate playing against as a support. It's like when Arc Warden starts getting really big and you're just like, oh, I'm dying to a Tempest double. Cool.
I've always loved Visage against ET, because if you hit him with a Grave Chill or even just find him with birds, as we just saw, there's really not anything you can do. You want to channel Stomp, you're stunned. And you're just taking so much damage. ET hates being hit in the face by things he can't deal with. And if you look at the map control, Secret's still in full control. I'd love to see Viking maybe make a move when they have next Haunt up, but they can't really take a team fight right now. They need some sort of pick-off or a way to bait Secret into a disadvantageous location.
Oh no, Toby! He took an arrow, but Secret are a little bit, they're respecting the high ground area.
Exactly, that's the only way Secret lose a fight, is if they dive onto something like the Veno, collapse around him, and then boom, before he dies, he pops ultimate. And then suddenly Viking will have this window to turn things around. Ag is also on Zai, you don't see that very often.
No, and it does have the change now where the Burrow Strike puts on the Caustic Finale on them.
Yeah. That was what it was before. I thought it...
No, it used to be just the prolonged Burrow Strike, and then they added in the Caustic Finale. Pretty sure.
I'll trust you. They're hunting. Spectre Haunt is prepared.
Boom leading the way. Blinks in. Immediately gets the stun onto the Visage. And here comes Shad. They're going to try and blow up Nisha as quick as possible. The Stomp is going to be able to stop these familiars from getting out the damage. Zero Splitter. It's going to land on Nisha as well. Pulling him back in. The Moonlight Shadow, it actually allows him to dodge the Dragon Tail. Where was the counter detection? Shad stuck it inside the trees, will be able to dagger his way out here. As Zai actually turned around and put the clumsy net onto the Spectre for a second, but Spectre did manage to get out. A last second Nova is probably going to make it so Secret don't feel good about pursuing here. In the end, it was offlaner for offlaner.
Yeah, nice job by Secret. You cannot initiate on the Visage Viking. He has 29 armor and an Essence Ring, and Puppey was right there to tree armor him as he got jumped on. Plus, early BKB by DK, you're just going to get rooted through it as we witnessed. You're not killing Nisha. You can take out Zai and Yap, so those have got to be your opening targets.
No, that dagger. I think it was where he wanted it to be. He got stuck in the trees as a result. Now, boom, he doesn't have a way to cut down the trees. Quelling Blade still in his backpack, and as he gets revealed, he'll die as well. And all of a sudden, the game, it was looking all right for Viking GG for a while. Then back-to-back core deaths, and Secret are able to siege the high ground just like they were doing 5 minutes ago.
Yep, you could tell. Secret, they understood the game state. They juke the fight top in that upper triangle of Radiant. You don't want to fight into this Viking team. They force them to cross the Rubicon. You saw the Veno walk all the way up, pops his ulti, immediately dies, and there's no follow-up now because they've already used Haunt, they've already used DK, Blink, and BKB. There's nothing to do anymore, and Secret will then have time to reset, heal up, take another engagement. This time, Viking spells on cooldown. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, the sad part for Viking GG is when you're down by this much net worth, it means you're afforded very, very few mistakes. You lose one team fight, especially against the Visage lineup, and you're probably going to be losing at least one lane of barracks, very likely two. See the Dragon Knight come up in 10 seconds, but even as he arrives, it'll still have to be a 4 versus 5. Crimson Guard doing what it can to prolong the life of this tier 3 tower, but eventually it does go down, and Secret will take the opportunity to retreat and not lose a potential team fight. After all, they've got Roshan spawning in 30 seconds time. There's no need to take that kind of risk. There's that Vlad you wanted to see.
Yep.
Puppey. A fine position, manages to find that, and it seems like Boom's like, okay, the only way to win this is for it to go late. I'm gonna go Hannah minus.
That's the next evolution. I mean, it's something we've seen for a while, but there's been a lot of focus on damage amplification lately. We've seen a ton of Magnus being picked up, a lot more ET. But the next phase is when teams start to double down on this damage reduction, specifically with the itemization, because you've got Shivas, AC, Vlad's, Medallion, the double drums. Like you just don't die. And once you can go for this, you go for these like greedier builds, like MOM on the Furion, Midas on the Visage, and then you can go back for all these teamfight items without hurting your own progression. And now you get to this point where you're 22k gold up, but it really feels that way because you have such a stronger team positioning. You have, with the AC and the Vlads alone, that's 14 armor. Secret are in the lead. Not to mention the minus attack speed of the Shivas on Vikings heroes as well.
Wards laid out. They have an Enchantress, enchanted neutral creep sitting there inside the pit. They know they can't give up this to Secret, but look what Secret's going to do. They're just immediately going to blitz you. They're going to go inside of Viking GG's base. They're going to have to panic TP back, and Secret may even still get something out of it. They have to fight through backdoor protection, so we'll see if they can actually do that much damage, but I kind of doubt it.
No, bottom's coming in. I was thinking maybe they were hunting the Spectre, but they just want to make sure if Viking fights them, it's going to be because they chase.
And now that Viking GG, some of them are inside their base. They know, Secret knows they can take over the triangle.
Yep. All about area control. If you want to team fight Secret, you're gonna have to do it on their terms, and it's just so tough to catch them off guard here because Viking are forced to telegraph their moves.
This dragon form, it's going to be wasted unless Secret actually choose to engage Burrow Strike into the air. Nice chains done there. Spectre's going to pop the ultimate. Yapster taking a lot of damage in that backline, but immediately the birds triple drop onto the Spectre, and all of his offense gets stalled. Now Zai's going to go back in with that epicenter. Boom's trying to help him out with Matumba Man right now. The Glimmer Cape goes out on the Spectre. They actually don't have detection, but it'll be revealed eventually, especially with the overgrowth. A drop of a sentry. Zai comes through. Nice two-man Burrow Strike on the two supports, and they get popped.
And that's what I love. Look at Sigurd's HPs, right? Almost everybody faded to about 50% there.
Yeah.
GG's come out, and I love Machi's position. He just stands there between the Spectre and the rest of his team. And yeah, you Beno ult him.